A major chunk of work that every survivor of narcissistic abuse should do in the healing work is reprogramming their brain. Reprogramming it to see things for what they are. Why? Because the narcissist programmed you to see them as they think they are. For example, you are difficult to love, or that every single problem comes back to you, or it happened because of you. And it's not something they just say, they convince you, which is why you have to flush it all out. And that is what I am going to help you do in today's episode. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. In today's episode, we are going to discover 5 lies a narcissist programs you to believe. If that sounds interesting and you're eager to find out what these lies are, please make sure to subscribe before we begin, because your subscription to this channel may help in spreading awareness about narc abuse. Also, make sure to check out my signature healing program, Heal After Narcissistic Abuse, HANA, because this program will not only equip you with the understanding of what to do with all the trauma, but also will give you the tools, techniques, and everything you need to heal and recover for real. Click the I button above or the link in the description of this episode to get instant access. Number 1, you are extremely difficult to love. There is nothing more devastating than a narcissist trying everything to make you feel you are impossible to love. You are difficult to love. When in reality, it is this individual who can never experience love for what it is, who only knows love as something that can be weaponized and used against the person who is offering it to them. Throughout the relationship, they not only try, they convince you, they set up the environment and tell you again and again the same thing. It's your fault, you're too sensitive, you're too demanding, I don't know how to make you happy. Or that you are clingy, you ask for too much, you are unlovable. It is on the basis of this self-gaslighting a narcissist justifies their betrayal, their disloyalty towards you. They cheat on you and then say, oh, it's not my fault. I tried my best to give you what you wanted when they gave you nothing at all in the first place. But it's your fault. You were too needy, too demanding, too clingy, asking for a lot when you were asking for the bare minimum. So what I did is I found somebody else who is a better option for me than you. They're not that clingy. They don't fight with me all the time. They don't ask questions. Basically, in other words, they're telling you, you were not doormat enough for me to walk over you completely. And now I have found somebody who lets me walk over them like they don't matter. By comparing you with an imaginary source of supply or a real source of supply, they make you feel like you are a burden, that you are inhuman in how you demand love from your partner, that you need to value yourself down, that you need to ask for less, and that means you need to silence yourself, you need to downgrade yourself. But let me tell you the truth, you do not need to do anything at all. You just need to understand and accept that the narcissist projected on you what was their own reality. They can't accept it, they can't see it, so they make it your fault. Lie number 2, your feelings, your thoughts, most importantly, your opinions do not matter. In any relationship, parental, romantic, friendship, any relationship, it is important for each person involved to hold space for other people or another person so that they can breathe, they can feel valued, and they can bring in variety, because variety leads to diversity, diversity leads to growth, and that makes life joyful. But in a narcissistic relationship, this control freak wants monopoly, and their grandiosity tells them, oh, they are better, they know better about everything there is. They cannot be told what to do, because every suggestion is not perceived or taken in as a suggestion, they see it as you are telling them what to do, or that you are criticizing their opinions. Their thoughts, opinions are not thoughts and opinions, because these things are subjected to change. Their thoughts are facts to them. That's it. That is the eternal truth. There is nothing beyond that. That is the scripture, and you have to follow. That is the rule. This is the kind of struggle I always faced with my parents. They said something that was completely illogical, and then I would revolt. I would rebel. Nothing would come out of it. Either I'd be punished by the narcissistic psychopathic father, or my mother would guilt trip me into changing my opinion or my belief about that thing. By constantly telling you, oh, you are exaggerating things, or it is not that bad, or you are making things appear bigger than they are. It's not an issue. What are you talking about? They may have violated you in every single way, and then they'll say, come on, nothing happened. Nobody makes an issue of something that you're making an issue out of. It's insignificant. Get over it. Move on. Why are you talking about our past? You know how the story goes. But today I want to tell you this. All your opinions, your perceptions, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions are valid. You need to reconnect with your intuition and trust it, because it kept telling you that this person is wrong, that they are lying to you, but because they made a weird logical sense to you and they appeal to that critical part of the brain, they connected dots weirdly, that they made it sound like they are right. You were gaslit and duped into believing them. Now you need to release it all. It's not your burden to carry, and you need to connect with your thoughts. You need to rediscover your likes, your dislikes. What is your intention telling you about the simplest things? Like, what do you want to eat? What do you want to say? You need to create ease around it so that you can be who you are authentically. Number 3, you're making up scenarios in your head. You create a fight in your head, and then you have the desire to make it a reality. See, there is nothing to fight about. I'm not saying or doing anything to you. You are violent. You always desire to create chaos because in your head, you love that. That is what you lived with your parents. That is what you lived in your other relationships. You want to repeat the same pattern with me. This is how they gaslight you. They weaponize your imagination against you by making you think you are using it inappropriately, by making up scenarios, by weaving together lies that don't exist. The problem with all of this is that they sound convincing. How? By using plausible deniability against you. Plausible deniability is when you know something has happened, when you feel it in your body, when you deep down are 100% sure about it, but you don't have proof to show it. The narcissist may, for example, say, you are creating your own anxiety. You love to be anxious. You have a mental illness. You think about all these negative situations. You're so negative. And then you become this panicky. I haven't done or said anything to you, when the same narcissist had just maybe an hour or 2 hours ago or a day ago thrown a big tantrum in the car, or given you silent treatment, or stonewalled you, or passed backhanded compliments if it is a covert narcissist, or giving you hidden jabs. That cannot be proven. You cannot give them examples because they say it doesn't make sense. By constantly telling you, oh, you are creating scenarios in your head, they destroy your memory, because then you really question it. Am I recalling? Is it real? Did it happen for real? Or am I making it up? Was it a dream? Lie number 4, they're truthful and honest. Narcissists weaponize the radical honesty against you. Some of them might tell you everything about their relationships or their childhood, that their parents were toxic, were abusive, and they have been through a lot. They may not hide it. They may be upfront with, oh, I have had a series of relationships, but unfortunately, all of them ended in the same way. The only difference is they might say, oh, it was because of the other person, the crazy ex, the common denominator, as is present in all of their stories, a perpetrator. So that will make you think, oh, this is a person who is so open about their life. They're like an open book, easy to read. There is nothing to hide. So I can fully trust them. After convincing you they're trustworthy, they play the trust card every single time they can in the relationship. They hold on to their lies so rigidly that they make them their truths. They are extremely delusional. When a narcissist lies to you, how are they so convinced? Like, why does it seem like they're telling the truth? Because they truly believe that is how things are. That's what makes them delusional. What is a delusion? Something that you know is not true, but you still believe in it contrary of the evidence. That's what it is. So that's why I use the word delusional. They will say the same thing. They'll repeat the same thing, even though deeper, in the deepest corners of their heart, they know it's not the right thing to say. But acknowledging it would lead to a big narcissistic injury. So they are adamant. They are stone-like. They have integrity. They are congruent. They are outside who they are inside. But the truth is, there's a vast difference between who they present themselves to be and who they are in reality. The space is like the space between earth and sky. That is how far away their true self is from their false self. Remember this, if you want to know the truth, always believe the opposite of what the narcissist tells you. If they tell you, I love you, know that they hate you. If they tell you, oh, I am really honest and I'm truthful, know that they are extremely dishonest, deceitful, and liars. The truth lies in the opposite reality of what they present it to be. Lie number 5, and the funniest one. You need the narcissist to survive. Well, it may not be funny for you because that may seem like your reality. Slowly, like a termite eats wood, they eat away your relationships with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues, with your children, with your pets. Everybody is taken away so that you only go to them when you have nobody else to go to. They make you starve relationally so that they can feed you poison, but you perceive it as some kind of honey or not poisonous at all. Meaning, in other words, in simple words, the toxicity of this relationship is taken away, dialed down, or sweetened by the absence of other supportive relationships. As time passes, you believe that they are the only person you can rely on and they are what you have got. Nothing more, nothing less. But let me tell you the truth. The narcissist needs you more than how much you need them. They depend on you more than how much you think you depend on them in any way, financially, emotionally, or in any other way possible. Leave them and they won't be able to stand your absence for more than an hour. That's why they need you to be around like you're their mother or you're their father. They crave for your absence but make you think they do not need you at all. You depend on them. So let go of the chains. Understand that there is nothing to depend on. They have only given you false hope and you need to destroy it for yourself. You need to destroy that illusion. You are their host, they are the parasite. The relationship is not inverse. The parasite always depends on the host, but this parasite is clever. They make you think, oh, they are the host, you depend on them, so that you do not leave them because they need you, as I said. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Before you leave, here is a small announcement. I made it earlier, but here is it again. I have launched a revolutionary healing program, my signature program called HANA, Heal After Narcissistic Abuse. This program will not only equip you with the understanding needed to heal properly, but also the exercises, the tools, the mindset, everything you need practically to recover inside out. If you're interested in checking this program out, click the I button above or the link in the description of this episode to get instant access.